Hi, welcome. This is episode 41 of the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Plurk and Instagram, I'm Mel-Tran Designs. There's also a group on Ravelry called Mel-Tran Designs. Please come join us. It's not just for the podcast. It's also for my designs as well. So you can come for either purpose or both, whichever you would like. There's been a bit more chatter lately with the mystery knit along that we had and things like that. So it's been a lot of fun. As you can see, I'm in a different spot in the room. It's nighttime, and since it's dark and the window isn't casting a lot of light, and I was already sitting here, I just set up my camera really quick so I can record. Welcome to new viewers. Welcome back to not new viewers. Thank you for spending time with me. Grab whatever it is you're working on and let's go. Happenings this week. Well, it's been more than a week since I recorded, I know. I'm sorry. Last week was just kind of a haze. So, I can't think of anything besides Halloween stuff that's gone on since the last time I recorded. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else. So we did Halloween. We did trunk or treating Wednesday and Thursday. We have a place that we go every year with a friend of mine, and that was Wednesday. And then Thursday night, obviously, was Halloween. I will put a picture at the end of the kids in their costumes. They were super cute. I think I told you guys last time what they were going to be, but Anansi was a bride, and Kyan was a fairy, and Eli was a puppy. All very cute, and they got a lot of candy. So we're trying to monitor that the best we can, the consumption of it. So that's really it that has happened. I got my teeth cleaned today. I always impress the people that are doing it because I take knitting and work on it while I'm actually getting my teeth cleaned. Usually it's it's a sock, or sometimes I'll take a hat, something that's just plain in the round that I don't have to look at. And yes, you did hear me say sock. I did break down and cast a sock on. But it was because I needed something to work on at church, and everything was big. I had my sweater, I didn't have anything little that I could just take to church to work on. So there's my justification. And I was glad to have it because, like I said, I was able to work on it today while I was getting my teeth all shiny. So, yeah. Coming up in couple days, I will be leaving for Michigan to go to Knitting in the Mitten. Knitting in the Mitten. And I'm really excited to go. I get to meet people who I've only talked to online and who I've watched and heard about, and different things like that. So I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be my last getaway for the year. So, yeah, that will be fun. My flight leaves dark and early Thursday morning at 5:35. So, yay. I have a layover in Minneapolis, but it's only 40 minutes, I think. It's a very short layover. So, I'm hoping that everything goes smoothly and I don't have to worry much when it comes to that part of it, and then I will transfer and finish out going to Grand Rapids. So yeah, let's just skip into, because happenings this week is done, so going on / coming up, obviously that's coming up. Going on, what was going on, we finished the mystery knit along. I didn't lock the thread or anything because I figured when people finished, they still would want to post their pictures and things like that. And so I just left it open. I unstickied it, but it's still there. So feel free to post any finished pictures that you have. I haven't put the whole pattern up yet. It's because the socks, I didn't take pictures of the socks as soon as I finished the pattern. And when they got red from a different pair of socks bled onto them. A pair of socks that I've had for over a year that I have reset the dye on. That was very frustrating. I didn't even wash them together. I put them in the washing machine to spin together, and in that amount of time, they got bled on. So I think I'll probably release the pattern as a whole without the picture for now, just so at least those of you that participated can have the whole pattern together. Just know that a picture is coming, and I'll put a note in there, but just letting you know. So going on now, it's November. Obviously, oh, I didn't say what the date is. What's the date today? It's the 4th. Jake is right there. You just can't see him. He's right there. Today is the 4th, Monday, November 4th. So we are into the finished object along. I know that a lot of other groups, podcaster and not, are doing like gift knit alongs. Feel free to double dip. As long as they don't care, I don't care either. If you finish something that's for a gift, put it in mine and theirs. I'm totally okay with that. I just want us to share anything that you finish. And I know I've said it before, but now that we're actually in the month, I'll talk about it again, and plus some of you might be new. It's just going to be for 2 months, November and December. I'm just calling it a finished object along. Anything that you are doing for either Thanksgiving, one of the winter holidays, Christmas, or whatever one that you happen to celebrate, or even New Year's Eve, because that's still the end of December. Anything that you are making, it doesn't have to be as a gift. You could be making it for yourself. If you make bread, you know, some mini loaves of bread to give away. It doesn't have to be fiber related at all. If you make Christmas cards, any crafts, anything like that. If you are making it for a holiday, even if you have a really good dish that you're making, like to take to Thanksgiving, that you want to show us a picture of and share the recipe, I'll count that too. It is finished. It will be finished, and it's for a holiday. So anything that has to do with it. Or if you're making something for yourself, hey, I want a pretty shawl to wear on Christmas Eve or whatever, this is a really open along. What I'm asking is that you are willing to share what it is you're doing, as far as, if it's a recipe, I would hope that you would share the recipe with us. If it's an idea off of Pinterest or whatever, please put a link. If it's a pattern, obviously you can link that quite easily. But I just want kind of, community ideas and sharing, and yeah, I thought it would be fun. We do have prizes, and I do have the bag. Ooh, Jake can be my helper. Jake, hand me that sparkly skein of yarn right there on the left. Yep, that one. It's okay, let those fall. And in our room, on the tote, there's a black and white zebra stripe bag. There's a zipper project bag inside of it. It's kind of nice having him here. I forgot to grab stuff. All right, so here, there might be more yarn. There is another skein, but it's not the skein that just fell. Okay, sorry, you guys are getting it live here. Okay, so here's the first skein. It's called Starry by Dream. It is sock weight with sparkle, and it's the Aqua Jet colorway. Let me see, here we go. 98% superwash wool, merino wool, and 2% lurex fiber. Right there. Here is what it looks like. It's definitely more green than a teal. Like it's green that has some blue in it, but it's mostly green with silver in there. Oh, and it has how many yards? 450 yards. So that's some decent yardage. So this will be one of the things for the giveaway. I'm also going to finally be giving away the bag that I got from Absolute Wonder this summer at Zombie Knit Apocalypse. You can see the inside and her tag. Anuska, if you're watching, you better start finishing stuff for holidays. So there's the bag, and I know, is there a pink and purple skein of yarn just off the edge of the couch? I thought I set it on the box. If there's not, it's okay. I really thought I set it there. Okay. I'll show you guys next week. I set it aside so that I could make sure to talk about it. and it's okay. It's fine. So anyways, I'll show that next week. But there will be, it's a skein of Fiber Nymph, and it was, I think I showed it a couple months ago. A friend of mine had a couple skeins of yarn that she didn't want and wanted to donate them as gifts or as prizes. This is one of them. The other one is a Fiber Nymph colorway that was one of her club colorways, the club that she just finished. So anyways, these will be sent out for the finished object along. So see, don't you want to participate now? I know you do. Let's see, Even Star still. What else? That is all that's going on now. Coming up, I just had a thought last night, and I know what 2014 is going to be for me, and I will have a thread open if anyone wants to join me or partially join me, or kind of month to month. You could even join in if you wanted to. It's up to you. 2014 is going to be the year of the Q. I am going to, with the exception of my designs, obviously, because I have to knit them, I will be knitting only patterns from my Q. I have until December 31st at, okay, well, January 1st at midnight, whatever, if you want to get technical. I have until the end of 2013 to have whatever it is in my Q that I want to have the option of making next year. There will be a couple of benefits. One, I'll be able to make the stuff that I've obviously wanted to make, because for me, I don't put things in my queue that I just like. That's what my favorites is for. I put a lot of things in my favorites that I just want to be able to go back and look at and possibly make. When I put something in my queue, it's because I instantly love it and I want to make it. So it's things that I really have been wanting to make. So what I'm going to do, and I've already kind of started doing it, I went through yesterday and got rid of a couple things that I decided I didn't really want to make that badly, but they're in my favorites. And I'm going to make sure that I have all that. So the first good thing is that I will have things made that I've been really wanting to make. The second big benefit is that a lot of times when I search for patterns, I'm searching for ones that I already have yarn for. Like, hey, I have 300 yards of a DK weight yarn. What could I use it for? And I go in and start searching, and then I will add things to my favorite or to my queue, you know, based on that. And so a lot of the things in my queue, I already have the yarn for. So not only will I get to make things I've been wanting to make, I will be doing some major stash busting, because 2014 is not going to be a complete no yarn buying year, but it is definitely going to be limited because I bought enough this year and I'm still going to buy a little bit this weekend. Not a lot, just a little. But I want to use up some of the gorgeous stuff I have. So win-win, I think, for me. So if you want to join in, it's not going to be like a strict you know, you have to do this and then prizes, and it's just going to be, let's just do it. If you want to do it for a month, if you knit something from your queue, come share pictures, show us what you made, and make us all want to add stuff to our queue, even though we can't. Well, I can't. My queue is going to be locked. Nothing else will be added to it, like I said. So if you want to be strict like me, go for it. Like I said, it's up to you. Jump in, jump out, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, I think that's all for this section. So let's get to the knitting, because that's why you're here, right? I have kind of some random things on the needles. My knitting was very, I didn't have an attention span last week. Like I said, the whole week was kind of a haze. I was tired. I wasn't sleeping well because I hurt my back a week ago Saturday, and so my brain was just kind of in a fog most of the week. So when I was knitting on stuff, it was, anyways, you'll see what I'm talking about. You haven't even seen any of these projects. So, yeah. Welcome to my world. Okay, first thing on the needles is a dog sweater. Lucy, most of you have seen her, she's a dachshund, or a wiener dog, and she has a very long body. She has a sweater that I bought her just at Walmart for $5, but it's not as long as she is. And like the back half of her still is cold. So I found this pattern. A friend of mine, Heather, made it and shared it with me, and so that's the one I'm doing. It's the houndstooth dog sweater, I think is just what it's called. It's designed for a dachshund. I am pretty sure this is going to be big on her. She's not this fat. But they have the big barrel chest, and even if it hangs a little bit where she gets a little bit thinner at her stomach, that's okay. And if it really is too big, my sister has a dachshund that is much fatter, and it would fit her. So you can see I am past where the leg holes are, and I need to do just 2 more rows of the houndstooth part, and then I'll be at the ribbing. It kind of has a kind of a turtleneck type neck, and so I'll do that and then be done, and you know, just do the legs, but that doesn't take very long. So anyways, it's been fun to work on, and it's getting a couple skeins of yarn out of my stash. I don't even know what the yarns are. The pink one, yes I do. The pink one is called Red Heart Soft, and it has the sparklies in it. It's the same pink that I used for Anansi's hoodie. I think it was last year that I made that. It's in my my project pages, Anansi's Hot Shot. Anyway, and it's actually nice. I know I said Red Heart, but it's pretty soft, and the sparkles were fun. And I had just a little ball left over. Oh, and so I'm using that. And this is some worsted weight acrylic. I used it for, excuse me, for Anansi's birthday monster last year, just for the eye, and the ears. So I had almost the entire skein. So yeah, I just thought they went together well. And normally I wouldn't do color work for a dog sweater, but it was really easy. It was just the 2 colors. And if you see the back, because of the floats, it's going to be double thick. So it'll keep them nice and warm, whichever dog ends up getting it. The other one's a girl too, so lucky because it's pink. So anyway, totally washable, you know, with the acrylic and whatnot, which is good because dog sweaters get dirty. So anyways, there's that one. And oh, I don't know if I said, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I know I said it was on there, but it's free. So anyway, there's that. And next, this is a project I just started last night. I decided to make this scarf for my swap partner. It's the Rider Skinny Scarf. You guys have seen me make it before. This is out of some Malabrigo Silky Merino. And yeah, I looked at her projects, and it seems like a color she would like based on what she's made recently. So yeah, so there's that. I have this much done so far. And I'm just knitting away. She won't actually be up there until Friday night. So I have a little bit of extra time in case I don't finish before I leave. I can work on it on the plane and even on Thursday a little bit if I needed to. So anyway, that is there. And the last thing I have on the needles is my sock that I was talking about. And it is awesome. Bam! How awesome is that? This is 716 Knit Care Bear with Fangs. Her self-striping. The toe and heel are actually out of Knit Picks Stroll sock yarn. I bought a couple skeins of that for this reason. It makes the striped yarn go, go a little farther, and it makes it much easier to match up the stripes and things like that. So anyway, I'm past the heel. I just did my standard short row heel, and I'm not sure how long I'll go. I have found that it's comfortable for me when the leg is about as long as the foot. So I'm almost done with the second set of colored stripes. So I would just have 2 more and then put the cuff on. So yeah, I'm sure this will get finished. I'm going to take this definitely this weekend because socks are so easy to work on when you're traveling, right? So this will be great plain knitting and sitting around and mindlessly knitting and chatting with people. So this is in my new bag that I showed you guys last time that my friend's mom made with the knitting sheep. So anyways, there's that. Oh, okay. I have an acquisition that I just remembered, so I'm going to stick that over here. Okay, I have 2 finished objects for you. The first one is my sweater. I haven't put buttons on it because when I tried it on, it doesn't fit right in the front. Everything fits, but it sits really low, which is weird because it doesn't sit like that on anyone in the pictures. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it with me this weekend because I will be surrounded by other knitters and see if any of them have suggestions or things like that. I'll probably take the buttons with me too and put them on. But either way, here is the finished sweater. Let's see if I can hold it up. I know it looks funny without it being able to be buttoned because it does curl in, but there you go. And I know it looks big, but the way it hangs, it fits nicely, surprisingly. So yeah, I was really, really bummed because it fits really well and it's very cozy and yeah, anyways, we'll see. It could be too, maybe my shoulders aren't broad enough to kind of pull it up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This is the Driftwood sweater. I really would recommend it though because everyone else that I've seen that wears it, it looks good on them. So don't listen to me and my problems because I have a small frame. So it's the Driftwood pattern, free on Ravelry, and I used Universal Deluxe Superwash, 100% superwash in the teal viper and gray sweatshirt colorway. So the other finished object I have is a hat that I whipped up last night for my roommate at Knittin' in the Mitten. I thought it would be fun to give her a little gift. Hopefully she doesn't watch this before the retreat. I don't know if she watches regularly. I know she's a member of the group, but that's okay if she sees it ahead of time. It's not that big of a deal. She has really long blonde hair, and I had about 100 yards of this bulky weight yarn, and so I made her a beanie with a hole at the top. It's an actual pattern called Holy Hat, Holey, Holy Hat. And yeah, it just stops here so they can pull a ponytail through the top. Anansi tried it on and has decided she needs one. So I'm sure I'll find some yarn and make her one. That would be fun. This yarn is actually, I don't know if you can tell, a stupid non-existent autofocus. This is 4 strands of sock yarn held together. I had some, I think, did I talk about this before? Okay, well, even if I did, I had some sock yarn that it didn't work for the things I wanted it to, and I just needed it out of my stash. So one day I thought, hey, if I make it thicker, I can use it up quicker. So it was already wound into a cake, so I held the middle and the outside together and wound it. And then I held the doubled inside and outside together again and wound it up. So it was all 4 strands already put together in the ball, or in the cake. So I just held them together and treated them as if it was a bulky weight yarn, and it knitted up as at a wonderful gauge, and I really, really love it. And I hope she likes it too. I hope she's happy with it, because I think it's cute. All right, that's it. I have no spinning. Designing, oh yeah, remember that shawl I was working on out of the Emily fiber addiction yarn? Yeah, I don't, it's just not quite right. So then I was like, well, I can make socks out of it really quick, and I just had to put everything down. The yarn is beautiful. It's not the yarn. It was me, and we've just taken a break from each other. Like I said, so I'm not going to have that done, which is fine. I would rather have a great new design than something that's mediocre just so I can show it to her in person. So that is, it's still on the needles, but it's not going to be for any length of time. My knitting game shawl, I just remembered that. I'm working on the edging. I did find a good edging, and I got distracted by other things to make for this week. So I've done like 4 rows, and I'm going to do, I think, about 12. I just have other things that I've been working on. So that'll be done sooner than later, though. I'll go on a finishing spree like I usually do. So no spinning, not really any designing, and I do have an acquisition. So Jenna from 716 Knit was in a VKN week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and she said, hey, I'm going to have a 25% off sale on my DK weight yarn, and I happen to already have a sweater quantity dyed up. And it was actually, for me, she had 8 skeins. There's a vest that I've been wanting to make that actually takes 4 skeins, well, like this much over 4 skeins. My friend Heather had a sweater that she wants to make that would take 4 skeins. And so we each said we wanted 4 skeins. Heather said she doesn't quite need all of it, so if I end up needing a little bit, there will be enough, and she'll send it to me. Anyway, it all worked out perfectly. So without further ado, I have 4 skeins of her DK weight yarn that is in the colorway Dead Guys on Ice. It is 100% superwash merino, roughly 225 yards. She said it's usually actually about 230. It's her 716 Boss is what the base is called. I'm not going to go too close because it won't autofocus, but it's 716 Knit. You can see there at the bottom, 716knit.bigcartel.com. Her colors are not only awesome, they have hilarious names. So I'm going to show you all 4 of these skeins because, as is true with indie dyed yarn, they're very different. This is the most different of all of them. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to incorporate it. Last night I was saying maybe I'll save it for like the ribbing or something, but I might want to actually mix it in. I don't know. I haven't decided. So here's this one. And you can see, like, this one is much darker. And then this one, and a lot of it too is just how they're putting the skin, because like look at this pop of kind of a rusty reddish brown. Well, the other one, it looks like there might be a hint of it there, but when you dig in, there's more. And so I think they're going to be more similar than I realize once I cake them up. So there's this one, and then the fourth one, it's actually the lightest in appearance of the four. See how much lighter this is. But I love it. That's what I love about hand-dyed yarn. And all of these together are going to look amazing. The vest that I'm going to make is the Magnolia, I think it's just the Magnolia vest, Magnolia sweater vest, something like that. It's just a basic stockinette, button down. It does have maybe a little bit of a mock turtleneck that comes up in ribbing. The button band is in ribbing. The edge here is in ribbing. I mean, just so basic, but that's what will be great about using hand-dyed yarn, is that it'll show it off. It's a free pattern. It's a classic elite pattern, I think. So look on Ravelry, Magnolia something vest. I don't know if it's sweater. Either way, that doesn't matter. So, yeah, I think that's all I have. Yeah. That's all I have for you this week. I am really excited to get to record next week for you to tell you all about my trip. And I'm sure I will have lots of fun stories and lots of new friends to tell you about. So, yeah. Until next week, I hope you have a great time doing all of your crafting and that you're able to get everything done that you need to get done. And until then, keep knitting. Bye.